Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is the new account, week by week. We are on week 8. Usually we run through these topics, but not really this week, because we did not make a lot of progress. This will probably be a faster video, at least as far as this channel goes. So here are the milestones this week. We've progressed one level. We have finally reached level 75. I was hoping we would get it last week. I've been waiting to do a methods video on the first 75 levels until we reach this level. I thought we were going to get there like a week ago at least. The only big news is we finally unlocked events. I attempted them and we struggled. We got a lot more work to do there, and it's going to be some slow going the next 10 levels to level 85 when we finally are done with the tutorial and we can play this game. And I think in that time we're going to figure out what is that lowish viable threshold for completing each of these assault battles and the other events. So that at least there's one place where we can document which ability mat thresholds, which level credit thresholds, gear thresholds are needed to beat a few of these. The Imperial Troopers are my best team, and my troopers, they cannot handle Rebel Roundup. I'll just quickly show what they look like. They're all gear 8 and 7. I've been throwing in Piet, and he dies quickly, but he adds so much offense that helps. Without the Veer Zeta, or at least Shore Trooper or Death Trooper, this is going to be pretty tough. Bounty Hunters are probably in all likelihood the much better route to go, just because their damage keeps ramping up, and without that ramped up damage, the Troopers are going to struggle. So we're still working on this one. Today we are working on Endor Escalation. The last week I was really pushing, making sure that I had enough Ewoks to qualify. We still don't have Paplu, but actually we'll start covering the roster progress. I'll show you where these Ewoks are at, because I do want to get those shards, or at least start farming for those shards immediately. I think those things are very important. I think my original account, I put that off for a very long time until I realized Zetas were the payout. And I think that's common to a lot of players, that when they realize you can get Zetas from that event, you take it a little bit more seriously. So Paplu, I've held off on, but it's because I was pushing Chirpa all week, making sure we could get Chirpa to 4 stars, and it would have 5 Ewoks. You can see I can take these guys up to 5 stars, or at least a few of them up to 5 stars, but I'm holding off on that until I give this Endor Escalation a shot and see if we can, how close we can get. In the higher levels, obviously, we need higher ability mats. We're probably not going to accomplish this one this week. The Endor Escalation's a little bit tougher than the Mother Talzin event, but this is what I'm going to be working on and figuring out what is that minimum requirements we need to actually hit this and start farming these Wicket shards. And once you get Wicket to 7 stars, you can use any team to get the Zetas, which is huge, and I think it's important to go after those pretty early. Get Wicket done early. And the same thing for Mother Talzin, which is why I'm also getting my Night Sisters ready. And actually, before we change screens, over here you see Mother Talzin is coming up in just over a day. I don't think we're going to be ready in time. I've been pushing the Night Sisters. I mean, obviously we're not going to have the ideal Night Sisters, but here's what they're looking at. Talia will get there. Acolyte, though, I think it's going to be tough to get Acolyte to the 5 stars. Initiate, I didn't want to use my Galactic War currency on Initiate, but we're doing it. We want to qualify for the event. And also, this Talzin event is supposed to be easier of the two to accomplish. And the Night Sisters are an amazing team that I want to have for Grand Arena anyway. So this is one of my current priorities, and we will see if I'm able to beat at least this one this coming week. But I just used a ton of resources trying and see if I could get those Ewoks viable. See, before we move on, in terms of the Ewoks, what's important here is Chirpa and Elder. Elder's the engine to the Ewoks team. You want Elder using his basic as much as possible to keep turn meter going to the team, and you also want them the abilities built up a little bit because Chirpa and Elder do a lot of the healing. Wicket would be the ideal damage dealer, but Scout is kind of what we have to work with. Log Ray's fine. Tebow does some good turn meter removal, but they're not ideal. Paplu would be ideal. We'll have him ready to go next time, but too much to work on this week. The other thing to know about Ewoks, what really matters is their basic abilities. You want to build up their basics, because it's like, let's go through these. It doesn't matter as much on Scout because he's an older one, but Log Ray, like when you get to these Omegas, Ewok basic Omegas are important. We'll take a look at Chirpa's. Chirpa's is just damage, but let's go to Paplu. Paplu has a Dispel here with an assist. Or the Dispel's not from the Omega, but the assist is. Wicket has a bunch of crit chance. What starts happening is with those basics, they start spreading around a lot of buffs, and it helps keep them going. Here's what we're still using in both Fleet Arena and Squad Arena. This Palpatine team has been doing great for me. They climb quickly, they handle Bastila no problem, they handle Phoenix no problem. Separatists can get a little bit tricky, especially with Newt, but they get me to the top 500 fairly comfortably, although I've been slow in leveling them up because I'm spreading my credits around now. So the rest of the Squad Arena is starting to move past me in terms of the leveling of characters. Ships it's getting full of Hyperdrive bundle. The Squad Arena already was. But ships, doing anything without the Hyperdrive bundle in my shard is pretty difficult. The one thing we have shifted to is working on the Falcon Legendary event. We are pushing the Houndstooth, IG-2000, Xanadu very hard. IG-2000 we started farming a long time ago as soon as it was available. Houndstooth and Xanadu Blood was started last week, and we briefly talked about that. Spy, I've been pushing hard to get up to 7 stars. And Sunfac, we've been working on. But that is where a lot of my credits and farming is going towards right now. I'm not refreshing any nodes, just hitting those. And then with the character farms, we're pushing Bastila, we're pushing Piet, and then we're throwing some other resources around, primarily towards the Night Sisters right now. And then if there's any excess energy at the Beskar Mando requirements, we're slowly working towards all of the assault battles, making sure that we have a team we can run with them. Because like we have a Phoenix team, we have a Jedi team. The bounty hunters are a little bit weaker. I need to get up to the full 5-star bounty hunters. A lot of these first order characters we could add stars. Most of them are at 4 stars right now, and we'll bring them up to 5 stars soon. And again, the reason we are going this route, we talked about this before, was the theory that we're working on, and it may be wrong, but it's how I'm approaching it, is I want to go for depth, and I want to go for getting the resources from all of these assault battles as soon as possible, especially with all these shard economy changes, makes making that kind of decision much more viable than it ever was. Before the shard economy changes, I would not be playing it this way. It would have been too slow to divert all these resources in so many different directions. But because now you can qualify for each assault battle with a very minimal amount of investment, which is getting to 5 stars, which for a lot of characters you can do that in a week. Now the difficulty is going to be the credits and the ability mats, but by beating those assault battles, we're increasing our income of those resources, which is why we are approaching it this way. And that's what this next 10 levels from 75 to 85 is going to be about, to see if we're right, and to see once we hit level 85, hit Grand Arena, if that pays off or not. So that's the big experiment here now at this point. And with that, we are going to wrap it up right there. And we will see next week. We'll check in, see if I was able to handle that Endor escalation, and if we're able to handle the Talzine event. But be safe out there, everyone. Thank you for watching. This has been Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes, and be excellent to each other.